So this is a review for the episode of Doctor Who, Season 1, Episode 4, Aliens in London. Aliens of London, my bad. The Doctor takes Rose home, only to find out that instead of going 12 hours into the future, they went 12 months. But when the spaceship crashes into the Thomas, London? Into the Thomas? I'm not sure what that is, my bad, sorry London. I don't know. London is closed off, and the whole world goes on red alert. While the Doctor investigates the alien survivor, Rose discovers that her home is no longer a safe haven. This is where we meet these creatures. Oh my god. It's so wacky and fun. And it shows the excitement that the Doctor has for living in, like, current history. If he doesn't know something's going to happen and he lives through it, that is so fun for him, especially because this wasn't something that was supposed to happen. And when he does try to investigate the alien survivor, he finds out that it's not an alien, it's just something that was stitched together to make it seem like an alien, and it was all kind of like a plot. And I do love this episode because we get to meet characters that we'll see later down the line, such as the Slitheen, which is the alien in this episode, Harriet Jones, who stays relevant for a while until she betrays the Doctor, in a sense. And in my opinion, why are you betraying this man? He ain't doing shit to you except protecting the UK. I do love that we meet some of our reoccurring characters in this episode. However, it's not one of my favorites, and it also plays into the next episode. So now, something about this episode and episode 4 and episode 5, because they're pretty much the same episode. It's like part 1 and part 2, Aliens of London and WWThree. The Slitheen, I'm gonna say that name wrong the entire time, are the aliens trying to take over, and they impose themselves as part of the London, like, government, I guess. And one thing I do love about this episode in particular is it shows you a first look into the Doctor's, like, not a first look, he showed compassion. In the second episode, he showed compassion to Rose, but a first look into, like, his conflict, because there's a moment when he says, hold on, I actually want to show you the scene I was about to describe, because it's such a moment for me for Doctor Who. It's such a moment for me for this Doctor. This Doctor shows compassion for so many things, but there's, like, a moment of pride, I guess, in a sense, being proud of Rose, and a moment of, like, reality for him in this scene. I want to play it so maybe you can feel what I feel when I watch it.
Acetic acid. Mickey, any luck?
There's loads of emergency numbers. They're all on voicemail.
Voicemail dooms us all. Just get out of here.
There's a way out.
What?
There's always been a way out.
Then why do we use it?
Because I can't guarantee your daughter will be safe.
Don't you dare. Whatever it is, don't you dare.
That's the thing. If I don't dare, everyone dies.
Do it.
You don't even know what it is. You just let me.
Yeah.
Please, Doctor, please.
That moment right there, that you don't even know what it is, but you just let me, shows, like, he was so proud of her for being willing to sacrifice herself to save the world, in a sense.
I could save the world but lose you.
And that second part, I think, is one of the most representations of when he started to love Rose. And I don't just mean, you could see from the very first episode that there was a connection between him and Rose. But I think from this point on is when you could actually see that he loved her. And no, I'm not saying he's in love with her at this point. I think the only Doctor that was truly in love with her was David Tennant. But we'll talk about that in another season. But I think he did love her. And I think there's so much compassion in David Alcoxon, that's not his eyes, that's not his name, Christopher Alcoxon's eyes. Like, they're stern, but you can tell that they've lived, if that makes sense. Anyway, this episode shows a lot of emotion for me. It shows a lot of, like, comfortable moments with the Doctor and Rose. And it's a good episode. It's a really good episode. It's got nice, like, sentiment in it. And it's got, like, do I sacrifice us to save the world? What do I do? It's Doctor Who, so of course he wins in the end, and Rose Tyler continues her adventures with him, and it's a good episode. It's a good 2 episodes, 4 and 5, so I'm not complaining. I definitely give them both about a 7 out of 10 because they were one of my first episodes into this series. Obviously, the 4th and 5th episode I watched, and they kept me hooked. I'm not complaining. So, what are your thoughts on Doctor Who episode 4 and episode 5 of... I literally just said, what are your thoughts on episode 4 and 5 of Doctor Who? Aliens of London, World War III. Thanks for watching. Please comment, like, or subscribe, and let me know